Hello students, this is our first lecture on the GP rating exit exam MEK part 1. So let's begin. In MEK, it deals with mostly with the machineries. In machinery, the main machinery is main engine. It is used for propulsion of ship. It is having at the end propeller shaft. It is having propeller at the end tail. Mostly main engines are two-stroke IC engine. The second engine is auxiliary engine. It is also called as generator, and it is used for the power generation. Power required for the propulsion of the ship, propulsion of the machinery, accommodation, AC, galley, refrigeration. So mostly they are four-stroke engines. And the other are the auxiliary machines which are not main engine and generator, and other than that are called the auxiliary machinery. For example, oil water separator, sewage treatment plant, incinerator, air compressor, refrigeration and air conditioning, boiler, steering gear, mooring winch, pumps, air bottles, which are the auxiliary part for running the auxiliary engine. Now we will come to the boiler. Boiler is used for the steam generation. So depend upon the types of the steam generation method, it is divided into smoke tube boiler, water tube boiler and composite boiler. Smoke tube boiler, they produce less steam and usually used for the small industries. So, and it is used on the onboard also. For small cargo ships. Water tube boiler, it produces more steam and it is used for the power generation, power plant. So what is the difference between smoke tube and water tube? In smoke tube, the smoke passes from the tube and water is surrounded around the tube. In water tube, water passes from tube and it is surrounded by smoke. On board usually it is a composite boiler. Means auxiliary boiler and auxiliary exhaust boiler gas. So in port, auxiliary boiler is used, and while sailing, when ship is moving, it is exhaust gas boiler. So we'll try to find out what are the main accessories of the boiler. So we'll try find out what is meant by first composite boiler. See, this is the first of all, boiler is a pressure vessel. it is a pressurized vessel. See, in port it is used as a auxiliary boiler. Here what happened? Here burner is, with the burner flame is generated. With this flame, this is the water. From this flame, smoke is going, and this smoke is going like this. In port, the auxiliary boiler is used. When in sailing, the exhaust from main engine, it passes from this tube. So these are the smoke tubes. So we are differentiated what is water tube and smoke tube. So since smoke is going out from these tubes, it is a smoke tube boiler. Okay, so on the boiler, what are the accessories? There are safety valve. How many safety valves? 1 and 2. So on top of the drum, what is another thing? Main steam valve. From main steam valve, the steam is distributed to the different parts of the for their proper use. And along with that, there is one vent. So what is the use of this vent? Vent is used when boiler is under maintenance. So initially we are depressurizing. When the pressure comes to around 2 bar, we open this vent so that the outside pressure and the inside pressure both are equal. After that only we can carry out the maintenance. So what are the important things? Okay, now, coming back to vent, what happens if you not open this vent and you are doing the maintenance? What will happen with the period of time? When the pressure comes from 4 bar to 3 bar to 2 bar, 1 bar, then if it is a less than 1 bar, then vacuum will form inside this. And the boiler will collapse. Okay, so you got the importance of vent. How many boiler gauge class are there? There are 2 gauge class, 2 safety valves, 2 gauge class. In this, the most important part in the boiler is the gauge class. So if in your exit exam it is question like that, what is the most important part? That is the gauge class. If it is choked, it will give the wrong readings, and which can lead to the overheating of boiler and failure of the boiler. So along with that, here one wall is there, that is called scum blow down wall. What is meant by scum blow down wall? When there is oil in the water, So the oil will settle on the top of the water. So from the top side you open this valve and drain the oil layer, and at the bottom there is bottom blow down valve. It is used to remove the sediments, chemicals settled at bottom. So you have seen the smoke tube boiler. Now this is the water tube boiler. In the water tube boiler there are two drums. One is the steam drum. Steam is at the top, and the other is the water drum. See here I have shown only the one pipe. So on this steam drum and water drum there are lot of pipes on the, see, when it is joining the bottom side it is called the down cover, and when it is joining the upper side it is called the riser. So what is happening exactly? When this drum is heated, what will happen? The water which is heated will try to move up, and it will go the top side. Whereas what happened? The cold water, it is trying to come down. So what is happening exactly? It is like this. It is going up, it is going down. It is a continuous cycle. So this is a natural circulation. So in water tube boiler there is a natural circulation. Why this is happening? It is happening because of the density difference. Not density difference. Usually we are familiar with the density difference of oil and water, and where it is used usually it is oily water separator. But here what is the density difference? When the water is heated, the gases that is formed, steam is formed, it is lighter. It is the density difference between the steam and water. Sorry, students. I'm not that much tech savvy, so I wasted your some time. Okay, come back. See, now I had removed all the accessories. I am showing the how is the flow of the boiler. So from hot well, water is taken via the boiler feed water pump and it is pumped in the boiler. From boiler, the steam is generated and it is going to the different part for the uses. What are the uses? For fuel oil heating, crude oil cargo heating, purifiers and separators, accommodation here. Accommodation AC. Why? What is this? Why it is required for accommodation? It is accommodation means this is accommodation AC. Do you know that AC is AC during summer used for cooling. During cold region it is used for heating. So accommodation heating. Then this is calorifier. What is meant by calorifier? Calorifier means water heater. So after this all this operation, this steam inlet and this is the steam outlet. So that common steam outlet go to dump condenser. On dump condenser there is inspection glass. Why it is required? If there is any oil, it will float in the top of the condenser and we will come to know, oh, there is the, oh sorry, it is not air, this inspection glass, it is air in the hot well. Whatever the steam it is coming, it is getting condensed. From steam it is getting converted into water and it is going to the hot well. So one part of the boiler, this is auxiliary boiler. What is used? It is for the steam generation. Okay, this is one. Now what happens? Whatever the excess water is there, it is taken by the circulating pump and with the circulating pump it is going to the economizer. In economizer what will happen? It is getting heated here. So water which is already heated, it is getting further heated and it is going to the boiler. So what is happening? It will increase the efficiency of the boiler. So how this economizer it is heated? Economizer getting heated because of the exhaust gas of main engine. So how many power generations, steam generation are there? One is boiler, second is economizer. Now we will come to the I am taking the topic which are related to only to the GP exit exam. What is air bottle? Air bottle, it is also a pressure vessel. So what is there in the, which was the pressure vessel? Boiler. And how many safety valves were there? 2. In air bottle, how many safety valves? 1. Okay, that is absolutely wrong. In air bottle, there is no safety valve. That is pressure relief valve. So what is the difference between safety valve and relief valve? In safety valve, it is attached to undergo accumulation pressure test. Whereas relief valve don't have to undergo accumulation pressure test. Okay. What is this air pressure? So how this air bottle is filled? Air bottle is filled by main air compressor. When it is filled, this is the filling valve. In your exam, they are asking what is the question. What is the question? What is the first thing has to be done? You have to open the filling valve, then start the main air compressor. Otherwise, what will happen? If this is kept closed, what will happen? This line will get pressurized and it will burst. Okay, so the air bottle is filled up to 30 bar, depend upon the size of the vessel. Usually it is 30 bar or 24 kg centimeter, depend upon the size of the vessel. So from this, it is going to the main engine starting. Second valve is going to the auxiliary engine, means generator starting. And the third is going to the service air. Service air, how it is going? Now if this is a, suppose it is a 24 bar or kg per centimeter square. At this time, this how much pressure is reduced? It is reduced to 7. And from it is going to the engine room cleaning, chipping on deck, hydroblasting, descaler, means ship whistle, then control air. How much it is usually? Usually it is 7 bar only. Okay. Now we'll go for refrigeration. Refrigeration मतलब just like अपना fridge. What are the parts it consists of? It consists of compressor, condenser, thermal expansion valve, and evaporator. Evaporator is in ship. How many evaporators are there? three. One for meat room, one for fish room, one for veg room. How much temperature there you have to maintain? -18 for meat, -18 for fish, and +5 for veg room. So how is the cycle? So what is the liquid used here? Liquid or gas used? It is called refrigerant. On board, what type of refrigerant is used? R404A and R134A. So what is happening? When a low pressure gas comes to the compressor, it is compressing and it is converting it to high pressure gas. This high pressure gas is getting condensed and it is getting converted into high pressure gas to high pressure liquid. In thermal expansion valve, what will it is doing? It is taking the feedback from the evaporator and it is controlling the opening of the thermal expansion valve. So when the fluid is flowing, what is happening? It will expand. So as you are over, expand से क्या होता है? What will happen? Temperature reduce, pressure reduce. So what will happen? From here, it is the air, it is high pressure. So air pressure reduce, and it is the saturated. Saturated means it is having traces of liquid. So from where it is going, so here the heat exchange is going on in the evaporator. Heat exchange is going on. So whatever liquid is there, it is converted into the gas. So it is a outlet is the low pressure gas. So again this low pressure gas is getting compressed and converted into high pressure. This is the continuous cycle. Now air conditioning. Air conditioning is also having compressor, pressure, thermal expansion valve, evaporator. But here, what is the major difference? It is used for the air cooling only. So in fact, now if we do the comparison, in the refrigeration we are having compressor, in air conditioning we are having compressor, in refrigeration condenser, we are in AC condenser, in refrigeration there is thermal expansion valve, it is also having thermal expansion valve, it is having evaporator, here it is evaporator. But this evaporator is for cooling, means AC, and this unit is called air handling unit, whereas here this evaporator is there for the meat room, fish room and veg room. So we have to keep the record of the refrigerant. Why? Because this refrigerant are ozone depleting substance and it is a greenhouse gases. It will affect the greenhouse gases. So in exam they are asking what are the things common between refrigeration and air conditioning. They are given these three units as common, whereas evaporator is also common, but since it is not included in your questions, so but you get you are aware that evaporator is also common, but the evaporator is used for the different purposes. Now we'll come to the MARPOL. What is meant by MARPOL? MARPOL means marine pollution. So marine pollution, MARPOL is having 6 annexes. Annex 1 deals with the pollution of oil. So it is here, it will be the dealing with the oily water separator. Annex 2, noxious liquid substance. Annex 3, harmful substance in package form. Annex 4, pollution by sewage. So it deals with the sewage treatment plant. In sewage treatment plant, usually there are two types. One is vacuum type and another is aerobic type. In aerobic type there are 3 compartments. One is settling, other is the aeration, and third is the chlorination. So what is this settling? Whatever the sewage is coming, it is going to the settling tank, then it overflows and goes to the aeration tank. In aeration tank, what happens? There is the aerobic bacteria. It will eat the sewage and convert into small particles, and this after aeration it goes to third chamber where it is chlorinated, means we put chlorine tablets in that. You know that in swimming pool it is a chlorinated water, so that whatever bacteria or in germs are there, they are getting killed. So in the like that, in sewage treatment plant, it is having a chlorination chamber. Okay, and is the garbage, it is having the criteria. And see, this is having certificate, oily water certificate, liquid substance certificate. This is also having certificate. This is sewage treatment plant certificate. Whereas garbage, there is no certificate. Why? In garbage there is a garbage record book and garbage management plan. When the surveyor will come, he will check these two. And Annex 6 deals with the pollution from physics. So what is the pollution? Mara, NOx, SOx, ozone depleting substance. तो इसमें क्या आता है तुम्हारा? It is having the incinerator. Incinerator is come under Annex 6. In incinerator, whatever or the oil is generated because of the purifier, we are transferring and burning into incinerator, and we are burning sludge, then cotton racks, cardboards, जो इसके लिए पैकिंग आता है ना, वेजिटेबल्स, फिश, उन लोग के पैकिंग्स, दैट cardboards that were burning in the incinerator. What we don't burn? Plastic. See, in fact, see, your answer limited to the plastic, but on board ship, the ship which I am selling, you can burn here plastic also. Up to 20%, but this is for your knowledge, because it is a type of root, but your answer should be what thing is not punched in the incinerator. It is the plastic. So our next one deals with the pollution by oil. What is it? Is an oil water separator. What is the discharge criteria? The ship is en route. Oil content is less than 15 ppm. ppm means parts per million. At a distance of at least 12 nautical mile from the nearest land. So whatever you are doing the operation, it has to be right in the oil record book. Oil record book consists of two parts. Part 1 is deals with the cargo ballast operation, and part 2 deals with the engine machinery operation. So we have to write down the operation of oily water separator in oil record book part 2. भैया ये इतना स्लो है ना, okay. Now comes oily water separator. इसके ऊपर तो एक क्वेश्चन तुम्हारा है ही है. So how this oily water separator, how it is working, तो वो सब बताता हूँ. First of all, whatever the bilge well, water is coming into the bilge well, it is transferred through the bilge transfer pump to the bilge holding tank. So it is allowed to settle there. So we can saying it is stop operation here. From bilge holding tank, it is going to the oily water separator pump, and from oily water separator it is going to overboard, but it is not like that. If it is more than 15 ppm, it is getting recirculated back to the bilge holding tank. So it is a recirculation, and it is going back to the bilge holding. If it is less than 15 ppm, it will go overboard. Overboard means out of ship. So what is bilge? Bilge is engine room dirty water. ppm means parts per million. It is coming in Marpol annexing. What is the certificate we are dealing with the part 1? It is the IOPP. How is the operation? Bilge well to bilge transfer pump, bilge transfer to bilge holding tank, then stop, oily water separator pump, OWS, then overboard. So what principle it is working? It is working on the density difference between the oil and water. Annex 5 is the garbage. All ships of 400 gross tonnage and carrying 15% must have a garbage management plant. So there are different criteria, but whatever is asked in the exams, we are dealing with that watch only. So out of that I selected this one. So food waste comminuted. Comminuted means तुम्हारा गोभी होगा, गोभी. What is that called? Cauliflower. उस comminuted means उसको ग्राइंड करके एकदम पतला बारीक ये करने का, छोटे 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 दिस पार्ट्स में उसको ब्रेक करेगा. दैट इज कॉल्ड कॉम्बिनेटेड. फूड वेस्ट कॉम्बिनेटेड, इट कैन बी डिस्पोज्ड if it is from a distance of 3 nautical mile from the nearest line. When it is a outside special area, अगर inside special area रहेगा तो it should be 12 nautical mile from the nearest line. Food waste not comminuted. When it is outside the special area, it should be more than 12 nautical mile. If it is inside special area, discharge is provided. You cannot discharge. And this is animal carcass. Animal carcass means horse, cattle carrier है ना, उनके लिए. इनके लिए क्या criteria? It should be en route and it should be more than 100 nautical mile and maximum depth of the water. Inside special area not provided. Record of garbage burning in incinerator is maintained where? Oily water separator, in oil record book. Question आता है ऐसा, means they try to make you jumble. तो garbage burning is maintained only in garbage record book and it is maintained by chief officer on deck. Oil record book only deals with the oily water separator. Okay students, I will try to make a second video for you. So bye. All the best for your exit exam.